Hey, friends of the Leaf. How is everybody? I had debated making another video. Decided now I'm going to bed, and doggone, it's one of them nights I couldn't sleep. So I got back up and said, well, heck, I've been watching a few videos, enjoying them, and I said, you know what? I have been neglecting. I keep them shine. I keep my pipes pretty much reamed out and cleaned with solvent as I go. But I had some that was getting to look rather dull, and I said it'd be a good time to shine them up. So I'm gonna y'all fire up a bowl of something that you like, favorite pipe and favorite tobacco blend. Fire it up and join me, or a cigar, whatever your fancy is tonight. Let's ramble. I'm gonna clean some pipes here on video and have a beer and a cigar. I'm gonna drink some of this new Belgium Fat Tire. It's a little amber ale. I've grown quite fond of that as of late. And so let's get her poured up here. I've had a glass chilling in the freezer just a little while. This is a beer that you really need to pour up and let it breathe a little bit. But I'm really enjoying these. I don't drink them often. I bought a 6-pack here a couple of weeks ago, and I've still got 2 left, so that tells you how often I drink a beer. So I've got all my pipe cleaning stuff out. I've already shined up some. What I'm using tonight basically is some for the ones I do need to do a little reaming on and inside cleaning of the stems. I'm using some Pipe Masters cleaning gear. Some Brevia stem and bowl pipe and mouthpiece polish. It works good on a smooth pipe. You don't want to put this on rusticated because it dries like a car wax, like a paste, and you will not get it off there. But it works great on a smooth, and I do the stems on them. I use Chap-It or chapstick on my rusticated ones. Gives them a good shine, and I use it on some smooth ones too, but you can put these on the stems or whatever. And then Pipe Happy told me about something he uses, and I'm beginning to where I kind of like it a little better, and that's Carmex. And both of them leaves a pretty decent smell to them. So, you know. Now, one thing I will say about this, if you've got a stem that is oxidized, you know, you have to go through a bleach process, or which can pit them up, and then you got to do some sanding or steel wool, and that gets kind of iffy. But OxiClean will do it, and you don't have the bad bleach scent. You don't have the pitting. It'll get it off. But and I'm sure Carmex might work on it too. But this, I know for a fact, this will keep the oxidation from coming back on it. So. It's a good little old beer. And I just earlier this evening smoked a El Rey del Mundo that was gifted to me by Bones, both Grandpa Bones, and it was a good one. And this is another one he gifted. We each brought a little old goodie bag and for each other. This is one of the other ones, the Hoyo del Monterrey Excalibur, and I've smoked one of these before. And they are indeed good cigars. I'm going to get it fired back up here. I like these little single torch because you can keep your lines cut real good on them. You can make the line as perfect as you want. And don't get me wrong, a double torch and a triple and all that, It's really, it'll fire one of those 60 ring gauges up real fast. But overall, I like the single because I wouldn't mind having a double or triple one day. But I like having that single because you can cut a line real quick. But here are some that that I've already cleaned. This was a little K-Woody that hadn't been smoked in months. It was sitting there looking dull looking. And this is strictly Carmax on this one. This is, well, yeah, this one's totally Carmax stem and all. Now another thing, if you do, and you might even want to do it with OxiClean too, for certain. If you do it with bleach, you want to put a little dab of Vaseline on your logos on your stems, because it'll take that off. It'll take the coloring off of them. Here's another little K-Woody that was gifted to me some time back by Guy Witherspoon, and this one has had the Brevia on the stem, Carmax on the bowl. And I wish y'all could have seen them before I started, how dull they were. Now this one was one I smoked the other day. This has Brevia on the stem and Carmax on the bowl. Like I say, on these pitted ones, these rusticated ones, blasted, whatever, if you get that paste down in there, you won't never get it out. So use chapstick or Carmax on that one. But and I keep a well-seasoned terry cloth that I use, a piece of an old t-shirt that's well used, and then I got this little chamois cloth here. And now here's the one I smoked on the earlier video today, the little Jean Viking. I did my video this afternoon on it, and this is all Brevia on it because it was a smooth bowl. Man, y'all look how that shined up. This is one I just got through with, and this is all Brevia also. And I'm just buffing it out and shining it up a little bit. This is a little 420 Savinelli. Like I say, you could go out on the town with these and feel good about yourself. But another thing that chapstick or Carmax is good for, it's tough to get these softies back on them, but no problem. Just put a little Carmax on them, run you a little around inside and look, you know how fat that stem, that 320 is. Look at that. Just went right on. And I like to put a little Carmax on the softies from time to time because it keeps them from drying out so bad. They don't crack, and it gives them a little shine too. Now I like the idea that Smoking Grandpa Bones has about using the clear tubing. You know, on the black, this don't show up too bad. It's not that noticeable, but you take one like this one, and it sticks out pretty good. So I'm going to go to the clear tubing too. And I'm going to use some Brevia on this one because it's totally smooth. And like I say, it don't take but just a tad on there at a time. And you just kind of work it in there a little bit. I have been having some computer issues. This thing here is about 4 years old, maybe 3.5 or something. And I've got a little issues with it, with the connection on it. I've got I'm debating on whether to just buy a new one, and common sense tells me just to have a little work done on this one. I need a battery for it, and I was going to order one on eBay because you can get them for $35 as opposed to $100 at Office Depot. but the AC connector on it has worked loose, and there's a YouTube video showing how to fix them, but you got to remove the hard drive and everything to get down there to it. So if I could find somebody to fix it for, little old parts, not anything, but, it looks to me like it could be done in an hour, so I don't know what the hourly rate is. But, if you had $100 in it, that wouldn't be too bad. And, because this is a Toshiba, and after rebates and everything, I still had $650 or so in it, and I just hate to. Right now, I wouldn't be in a position to buy one quite that good with everything I got going on. So I'm a good mind just to spend a little money on this one. And this has got that old lip gunk on it that we all get. This is a little Aldo Volante here. But another thing about buying a new one is I absolutely detest those Windows 8. And I've been told you could get a Windows 7 download. Or if anybody's had any experience with that, let me know, because my mom's got a Windows 8 and she just bought it, and I cannot hardly use it. Now she's got where she can maneuver around on it. Pretty good, but she says, she likes the 7 too a lot better. So see, that's a pretty color on that beer. Any of y'all ever retrohale the cigar smoke? I catch myself actually inhaling it, and a lot of ex-cigarette smokers will do that. I try not to, but actually this is, even if you do, it's not like having these harsh addictive chemicals that the cigarette people put in, this trash they put in it. But you're really better off not to. But I'll catch myself when I smoke a cigar 2 or 3 times inhaling it. But retrohaling it is when you blow a little out and you come back through your nose, and you're getting a lot of your flavors up through there too. So I do it occasionally. It takes a little time to get used to it. You'll cough at first, but you begin to get the sense, and you actually absorb more of the nuances and the flavors too with it. So. And I'm not the best at it in the world. Now here's one that I've already done, and I went overboard on the Brevy on the stem. I accidentally got too much. Brevy on the stem. This is a little Danish made pipe, and Carmex on the bowl. So what I do at first is I rough it up a little bit with this terry cloth, and I should have took the doggone softy off of it, because what happens, you get a little wax buildup. But because that old Carmex and all and Japstick will get a tad oily too. But now that stem's not going to shine up like I want it to. It's getting there though. I like the shape of this little pipe. I'm not real crazy about the hump on it, but I like the bowl. I guess you could call that sort of a beveling. But I get them all shined up, and it's like when you get your truck or car waxed up, you just don't even want to get it out. Let's see where we're at here. Now this is one that'll a little bit much there, Kevin. like I say, it don't take but just a little dab will do you on these things. Like I say, I was bored and couldn't sleep. Drinking that fat tire, that'll help relax me, and I may not finish this up and I'll be in the bed. I'm going to run a little over 15 minutes, but like I say, really, I've been enjoying some good videos. A lot of the old timers have eased on back in it, and that's a good thing. Even our friend Philly Pipe Smoker made a little contest video the other day, and I did not get involved. I didn't make that one. But same way with Chris, I missed Fight Pappies. I thought we had another day on it. I wasn't paying attention, and doggone it, I overslept the deadline. But I'll catch it next week. But I wouldn't have won anyway. I was off on that one, Chris, big time. All right. I would suspect that the little Aldo is ready. Say I rough it up with a terry cloth first. Get that excess wax off of there. I've always loved the looks of this pipe, the way the bowl. This is, I guess you would call this sort of a doubling, maybe a combination doubling or a yacht. But this was a Christmas gift from my wife. Love the looks of it. I'm very partial to the looks on this thing, and it's probably one of my favorites as far as the looks. But the draw on it, I was a little disappointed in the draw on it. Don't get me wrong though, now it's a good one. But it's something is just not on a scale of 1 to 10 with the draw on it. It's probably a 7. But I love the way this thing looks. And you can take a little saliva. Don't look good when you do it, but you can get any residue from around that bowl there. And like I say, I didn't take the softy off. Sometimes you need to if you got a little more time, because it gets a little of that wax build up on it. An old t-shirt will work absolutely fine on this if you don't have one of these little. This is actually a little screen computer screen cleaner. T-shirt will work just fine. I wished I had a buffing wheel, and I need to get one. There we go. Like I say, I've always loved the looks of this thing. And the little bone colored stem. And like I say, you get on these rusticated ones, just coat it real good with that Carmex, and this got a sheen on it that's very good. But I've got, I'm gonna try to hit 4 or 5 more here tonight and wrap this up. Oh, here's something else I use. I'm just about out of it, and no, I hadn't drank it out. But I use this to run through the chamber and through the stems, and it gives it a good little flavor, and it's a good cleaner too. So, but I've got to get me another little. That's a half pint. I get another half pint or a pint or something, and it lasts. Lord, I've had this for 2 years now, probably. All right, friends, thank y'all for sitting with me this 19 plus minutes. I appreciate y'all. We'll catch up with y'all a little later tomorrow with another one. This is next on my list, and this is going to take a little while with all this rustication on this. Y'all have a good one, and as always, God bless y'all.